This conference will now be recorded.
So a very good morning to one and all present here. Today we are going to discuss a lecture on OOPS concepts under the topic under the subject object oriented programming, which was presented by V.Balamurugan, working as an assistant professor at Akshaya College of Engineering and Technology in the Department of CSE. Okay, let us discuss what are all the OOPS concepts. Okay, first there are different OOPS concepts. There are 6 OOPS concepts. Okay, which is helpful in learning uh, all the object-oriented programming languages. Okay, so you have OOPS concepts like objects, you have classes, you have encapsulation, you have abstraction, you have inheritance, and polymorphism. These 6 are core OOPS concepts in which all the programmer should know to study object-oriented programming languages. Okay, let us discuss these OOPS concepts one by one. First, we will discuss about object. So, when coming to object, object is a real world entity. Okay, here they have given objects or basic runtime entities. Runtime entities or real world entities. So, what they are telling, everything in this world is treated as an object. When you take a computer as an example, you take a computer as an example. Okay, a computer, when you take a computer as an object, an object has properties and methods. Okay, an object has properties and methods. P stands for properties, M stands for methods. Okay, properties is nothing but the size of the computer, the model of the computer. Okay, the model of the computer, size of the computer, then um, then color of the computer. So this and all comes under properties. Okay, when you go for methods, what are all the tasks you can do with the computer? Okay, that is called method. What are all the tasks you can do with the computer? You can draw a diagram, you can write a code, you can develop an app, you can paint, you can draw a picture, then you can prepare a document. So what are all the tasks that you are going to do with the computer? That comes under methods. Okay, so an object is in basic runtime entities. It can be a person, place, or item. Anything in this world is an object. Let us take an example of computer. Okay, so this object occupies some certain amount of space in computer's memory. Okay, as I told already, an object consists of properties. Properties is nothing but datas, methods, operations. Operations is nothing but methods. An object consists of properties and methods. Okay, so properties is called as datas, operations is called as methods or functions. So there is a syntax for creating an object. The syntax for creating an object is class name space object name. When you take fruit as a class, it has an object f1. F1 is the object name, whereas f is the fruit name. This is about object. So just a quick recap. What is an object? An object is a real world entity. In this world, everything is considered as an object. For example, you consider computer as an object. It has properties and methods. The properties of the computer is nothing but the model of the computer, then size of the computer, purchase company of the computer, then method is nothing but what are all the tasks that you are going to do with the computer. You can draw a diagram, you can develop a software, you can prepare an app. The tasks that can be performed using a computer. An object holds some memory. Okay, an object consists of properties and methods. Properties are nothing but datas, and methods are nothing but operations or functions. Okay, there is a syntax for creating an object. The syntax for creating an object is class name space object name. Okay, this is syntax for creating an object. Then coming to class. Class is nothing but it is a combination of datas and functions. Okay, class is a combination of datas and functions. It is a user defined type. It is not predefined type. It is a user defined type which is created by the user. The main difference between class and object is class occupies memory. Sorry, class does not occupies memory. No memory for class. No memory for class. Whereas object occupies memory. Okay, object occupies memory. Class does not occupies memory. Does not occupies memory. This is the main difference between classes and objects. So to declare a class, you are using a keyword called class. Okay, for declaring a class, you have to use a keyword called class. So it is similar to structures in C. It's similar to structures in C. So the syntax for creating a class is class name. Inside the bracket, you have to mention the variable declarations and function declarations. Variable declarations and function declarations. At the end, you need to use semicolon. Okay, this is about class. What we have seen about class, class is it is not a predefined type, it is a user defined type. It does not occupies memory. Okay, whereas all object occupies memory. It is a combination of data and functions. Class is declared using a keyword called a class. It is similar to structures in C. Okay, the syntax for creating classes: class name, class name. Inside the bracket, you need to include variable declarations and function declarations. At that end, you need to put semicolon. Then this is the difference between object and class. As I told already, object is an instance of a class. So using class, you can create n number of objects. Using class, you can create n number of objects. Object is a real world entity. Class is a group of similar object. Object is physical entity. Why it is a physical entity? Because all the physical components are an object. So class is not like that. It is a logical entity. Okay, you can create n number of objects as per the requirement, but you can use only one class. As I told already, object does not have memory. Class, sorry, object has memory. Object has memory. Class does not has memory. Object has memory. Object allocated with memory. Class is not allocated with memory. Okay. So objects are created using new keyword. Class is created using class keyword. I think would you understood this difference? Then we'll discuss about encapsulation. Encapsulation is nothing but binding or wrapping up of. Wrapping is nothing but combining. You're going to combine data and methods into a single unit. Okay, this is the main definition. You're going to combine data and method into a single unit is known as encapsulation. This encapsulation is already also called as data hiding or information hiding. This encapsulation is also called as data hiding or information hiding because data in one class is not accessible by the other class. That is called as information hiding or data hiding. The data inside the class is not accessible. It is accessible by the same class, but it is not accessible by the outside component, which means that data and functions within a class, it is accessible by the same class. When outside class want to access data and members, it is not allowed with the concept of encapsulation. Encapsulation is nothing but binding, wrapping up of data and methods together into a single unit. Then abstraction is very important concept. Okay, when you consider you're watching a movie. Okay, when you watch a movie, you will see only the faces of actors. For example, when you take Jailer movie, you will see only Rajinikanth and some other actors who are working with him. But in background, a director is working and technicians are working, cameraman is working. They won't be visible to you, which means that you're hiding the background details and showing only the necessary details, showing only the essential details. That is called abstraction. Abstraction means showing only the essential features by hiding all implementation details. You're hiding the background details in a movie. You won't see the director, you won't see the technician, you won't see the cameraman, you won't see the supporting persons for movie. They won't be visible, but you're seeing only the actors and villains. Okay, so they only visible. So this is an example for abstraction, which means that showing only the essential details and hiding all the background details. That is called abstraction, data abstraction. I think this concept is understandable to you. Then inheritance. Inheritance is a very simple concept. Here you are going to, this is based on parent-child relationship. Inheritance is based on parent-child relationship. Okay, so you are going to create two classes. One is parent class and another one is child class. Okay, so parent class is called base class or super class. Child class is called derived class or subclass. So inheritance supports hierarchical structure. Okay, what you are going to do, you are going to create a new class called derived class from existing class. Existing class is called parent class or base class or super class. New class is called child class or subclass or derived class. This is the concept of inheritance. Then last topic is polymorphism. The word polymorphism is divided into two words. One is poly and another one is morphs. Poly means many, morph means forms or shapes. A polymorphism means many forms. When you take a movie Onion, okay, the better example for polymorphism is Onion movie that you have seen. Okay, in Onion movie, there are three different personalities within a single person. You take Vikram. Vikram is acting as a Remo. Vikram is acting as an Ambi. Vikram is acting as an Onion. Okay. So you have two different personalities under a single person. So this polymorphism is nothing but a single function. For example, take a function area. The single function is doing, you can calculate the area for circle, you can calculate the area for triangle, you can calculate the area for square, you can calculate the area for circle. A single function is acting for multiple methods. Okay, this is called method overloading in Java. A single function is acting, a single function is acting as using a single function area. You can perform multiple tasks. Okay, there are multiple forms for a single person. So that is a better example for polymorphism that you connect with Onion movie. Okay, so these are the various OOPS concepts that we have gone through. These are very, very important OOPS concepts, should be known to all to study any of the object-oriented programming. Thanks for watching. If any queries, please reach me.